Hello, I'd like to share some information with you today in regards to what does it mean to be triggered, the types of triggering events, and coping strategies. This information is coming from verywellmind.com and it's written by Arlen Koenig, medically reviewed by Carly Snyder. So, how to cope with triggers. Some things an individual can do is keeping a journal, which has been mentioned in previous videos that I've made, exercising regularly, calling, texting someone when you're feeling triggered. Becoming more aware of your triggers. That's something that we're going to talk about today. Anticipating a plan for coping strategies for triggers, also, practicing relaxation techniques. So, what does it mean to be triggered? The term has been used um, to refer to experiences of having emotional reactions to some type of disturbance. However, there's a difference between being triggered, feeling triggered, and being uncomfortable. Feeling triggered isn't just about something that's rubbing you the wrong way. In some cases, a trigger is seen as anything that prompts an increase in or return of symptoms. So there are a various range of triggers that widely kind of goes from person to person and what they may be experiencing. Those experiences can be either internal and or external. So internal triggers come from within the person, right? It can be a memory, a physical sensation, and or an emotion. Other common internal triggers may include anger, anxiety, muscle tension, loneliness, feeling overwhelmed, memories tied to the traumatic event, sadness, pain, of vulnerability, feeling kind of abandoned and or out of control. Some external triggers, they more come from the environment. They can be a person, place, or a specific situation. Some other common things that may cause a person to feel triggered, a movie, a person connected to the experience, arguing with, a friend, a spouse, a partner, changes in relationships or ending a relationship, certain sounds that remind you of an experience, smells associated with the experience, going to a specific location that reminds them of the experience. So, how are triggers formed? We don't precisely kind of know how triggers are formed. There are researchers that believe that our brains store memories from traumatic events directly and differently from memories of kind of non-traumatic events. Past traumatic events may be interpreted by the brain as current. There is this response called flight or fright. That is a similar, or I should say, the body experiences this symptom that is similar to the original kind of trauma. And I've spoken about this in previous videos as well. Um, how to cope with triggers. Sometimes it is um, reasonable to try to avoid triggers. However, if avoiding possible triggers hinders your ability to function, you should definitely seek the support of a mental health provider and or a doctor. Learning to cope with your triggers, you can't anticipate or avoid um, kind of like the emotional processing of that, which oftentimes is supported through a meeting with a mental health provider, like a therapist, a counselor. Here are some like effective, healthy coping strategies to lessen the impact. Deep breathing exercises, expressive writing, keeping a journal, mindfulness is huge. Calling on your support network, empowering yourself by preparing to cope with triggers is important. Becoming aware of the signs of your body you're reacting to, when you're feeling triggered, such as, changes in your breathing, so that you learn how to calm yourself down and shift your emotional state. Your ultimate goal will be to kind of detach from the trigger, recenter yourself, and focus on the coping strategy. So if you're regularly kind of feeling like you're being triggered or triggering feelings, and it's kind of difficult to kind of cope with the various situations or feelings that may arise from mental, emotional, physical, it's important to seek the support of a doctor and or a mental health provider. So I hope this information was of assistance for you today, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of your day.